joining us for the comfort of your home. I'm so happy to be here with you and to share about freedom, right? Oh my God, freedom comes from so many different places, but freedom for me comes from within. It starts here and then it comes out here. So what if I told you, here it is. What if I told you our circumstances, good or bad, appear to be nothing? What if I told you our changes, whether they're good or bad, appear to be nothing more than an opportunity for growth? What would you say to that? I think for me, God's love conquers all. Daniel's song, it's all about love, right? And the last time I was here, we talked about that, the power of love. Well, love, you can't be a human. Without love, nothing is possible. Our happiness isn't possible. Freedom isn't possible. It's just not. So no matter what we have said, no matter what we have done, no matter even the thoughts that are going on in our head, God's love and that indwelling presence of Christ within us changes all. And it liberates us to be the absolute best that we can be. When we come from that Christ presence, it's a bright light shining through our souls. It's beautiful, and everybody, and even in the darkest times, everybody can see it, right? Light is always brighter than dark. It's just the way it is. The sun rises, it's light. The sun sets, it's dark, but light lasts longer than the darkness does. So then why is it sometimes we get so caught up in our thinking, we miss out on all the good that is happening in our lives right now? I don't know about you, but I have that stinking thinking going on. I've graduated from what I used to say it was. I used to say it was an itty bitty committee. And then I said, it's monkey mind chatter. And now I just know it to be stinking. No matter what, if it's not loving me and 100% on my side, it's stinking. If the Christ presence in me isn't shining through and all of those thoughts are not of love and kindness and hope, it's stinking and it smells, right? We don't want it to smell. We got to get out of our way. So is anybody out there relating to this? I hope I'm not the only one, because it comes and goes, and sometimes I'm constantly having to remind myself to turn that golden key, right? By Emmett Fox. He says, turn the golden key, which means turn your thoughts to God. Turn your thoughts that are not healthy to God, to that Christ presence through you. God is. So when we go and we have these types of thinking, we get headaches, body aches, stomach aches. We get heartaches. Did I say that? Our hearts ache, right? And the list of aches can go on. We are made of energy. And if our thoughts are of negative ways, then that's what our body is experiencing. Would you agree? Yes. So why do we do that? Why do we go into that place? Is it because we are ashamed of something? Is it because we're hurt over something? Are we resentful over something or someone? Are we angry? Are we living in fear? I would suggest, yes, that when we get into that place, that's because that's the place we're coming from. And unity, our third spiritual principle, is we are co-creators with God, creating reality through our thoughts held in mind. In essence, our thoughts are energy. And what we think is what we will receive. And I have to tell you, as of late, I'm not alone in this. You know, the economy is where it's at. I'm a renter. The cost of rent is out of control. The cost of food is high. The cost of gas is crazy. I love coming here because the cost of gas is like $1 cheaper here than it is in Phoenix. So I fill up on the way out. Well, I love coming here for many reasons, but so my thinking has been around, I can't do this. How am I going to pay my rent? I have to move. And the reality is I do have to move. September 30th, I will be moving. Oh, yay. But I was thinking, why move when I can't? Every place is the same. The costs are crazy high. And then I heard myself thinking. I was thinking so loud, it woke me up. And I thought, well, of course, that's all that's going to be available to me because that's what I believe. And that's what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm putting out into the universe. So I put on some meditative music and I just turned and cranked it up and filled my house with this beautiful gongs and just absolutely wonderful vibrations. And I got out of my thinking. And I got on the computer. It took about an hour for me to calm down. I got on my computer and I started looking. And guess what? My reality was shifted because that's not the truth. There are places out there that you can find to call your home. Just never know, right? We have to change our consciousness to be able to see clearly. And it's through that consciousness that we get to be. We get to be happy. We get to be, let's see, full of vitality. We get to live. What a concept. We get to live and we get to do it happily, right? So affirm with me this. I'm going to say it and then you will do it together. My thoughts are of love. I am love. Together. My thoughts are of love. I am love. God is of love and we are love. Together. God is love and we are love. Ellen Davenport, author of the 5 Principles, says this. Principle 3, our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs have the power to create our reality. So I ask all of you, what thoughts are you carrying around with you? Are they holding you back from experiencing that inner peace that you're looking for? Are your thoughts and feelings or beliefs supporting you in creating a space where love can happen and you can be loved? Not only do you get to love yourself, but you allow love to come to you. Proverbs 23:7, it reads, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. I don't know about you, but my heart aches just for love. But it starts here. It starts from the inside out. If I'm aching for it, then I need to do it internally. So this is where I believe we must release those feelings and those thoughts and beliefs that are not allowing us to experience God, that are not allowing us to experience the freedom that comes from the releasing. Here are some ways I believe that we can embrace freedom. We release, we let go, and we let God. Sounds simple, doesn't it? I wish it were that simple. But you know what? They say when a minister or an individual writes something, it's something they need to be working on themselves. So I might get a little emotional. I have been known to do that. But here's what I think. First step. Well, it's not even a step. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. Is to forgive ourselves and to forgive others. But to forgive others, you must first forgive yourself. Forgiveness is a way that we're saying we are committed to releasing the hurt, the anger, the resentments, or even hateful thoughts. I don't like those thoughts when they come in my head. And they sometimes often do, especially when it comes to a certain individual in my life. He will be nameless today. To forgive is not a sign of weakness. It's about giving ourselves permission to be free of any power that situation or event had over us. It's giving ourselves permission to let go. Through forgiveness, all things are possible. It's a way of experiencing complete freedom from the bad energy that was stored up inside of you. It's a way that we give ourselves permission to heal. And when we do that, we give others permission to heal as well. It doesn't mean, not even for a second, does it mean what happened was okay and you're condoning it. But what you're doing is taking your power back and you're no longer allowing it to have control over your life. It is so freeing. Last time I was here, I was talking about live life lovingly. And that's my motto, just live life lovingly. And there was a situation in my life when I was a young girl where my grandfather hurt me in a way so profoundly that I carried that resentment and anger for so many years. And it came out all the wrong way. I wasn't helping myself by carrying it, but I didn't know what to do with it. And when he passed, my thoughts were a good riddance. And then I was at the memorial service. And see, what he did to me, he didn't do that to everybody. And I saw other people crying and grieving of their loss of their grandfather, their husband, their father. And I thought, oh, all of my feeling is about me. I don't condone what happened to me, but I can forgive. And man, I swear, it was like I had the weight of the world, like tons and tons. Okay, the world is much heavier than tons, but tons just went, whew. It was like shedding off a part of me that was keeping me from being happy. I lived in fear that it was going to happen again. I don't live that way anymore today. Forgiveness is one of the greatest powerful tools that we have in our lives and available to us at any time. When somebody cuts you off, you're driving down the street, bless them. Say, bless you, right? Instead of saying what comes out of my mouth on occasion, I'd like to say it. I don't know who I am when I get behind a wheel, but I need to really work on this forgiveness part. So I recommend blessing them. You don't have to say it nicely. You can say bless you if you want to. And then eventually it's just bless you. And pray that they're okay, that wherever they need to go that fast, that they get there safely and everybody around them is safe. So I'm getting another affirmation. Today is a day of affirmations. I'm going to say it and then you'll repeat it after me. When I forgive, I release and I am free. Together, when I forgive, I release and I am free. Now, the second way that to embrace, really truly embrace freedom is to stop trying to control everything. Any controllers out there? I love you, Lily. Out of the mouths of babes. So the second is to stop trying to control everything and to have faith that God's got you, that God's love prevails over anything. God doesn't see anything wrong with us. God sees us as perfect children of his or hers. All he sees is love. So we remember, this is kind of like the first part of forgiving, but all he sees is love, and our job is just to be that love. He doesn't see anything wrong with us. Only we do. That's that human side of us. So to live in faith is to believe that what you cannot see is to believe in what you can't see and move boldly into the unknown. Is that scary? Sometimes it is, because if I can't see it, it must not be true, right? If I can't touch it, if I can't smell it, if I can't taste it. But you know what? Believing and having faith is easy. We just have to say, okay, let's do it. Every one of us sitting here today and sitting at home has a way of truly, truly believing in something. You believe that you're going to get into your car and that you're going to get to the next destination. We believe that the chair we're sitting on is going to hold us, right? It's going to provide comfort for us. But having faith is about not knowing what's going to happen, whether I'm in a good situation or a bad situation, but having the faith that God's got us no matter what. Do you believe that? All in your heart that God's got us no matter what. And yet, sometimes we still get all caught up in that control. It's like, you don't want to be a little puppet. Come here, lie, release, right? Let go, I forgive. Oh, no, wait, I'm taking it back. We have to remember it takes practice. And having faith is a great way for that practice to happen. Remember, we want to come from a place of living life lovingly. Living life lovingly. Everybody benefits from that. So when we shift our focus to having faith, it allows us to accept not what we think it should be, but what it is. Accepting what is gives us the opportunity to make better choices. Wouldn't you agree? Accepting what is, we have a clearer state of consciousness, a clearer state of mind to be able to determine the truth, just like me with the housing situation. When I had faith that I would be provided for, I knew I had to do the work. It's just not about having faith. You've got to actually do the work. That's that part I was talking about, right? Doing the work. So when we have faith, it allows us to fully be in the moment and create that loving space that we're looking for, no matter what's going on out here. You know, or we know that when we come from this place, that God's got us and we can do this. We can do this. Every day of our lives gives us an opportunity to be different, doesn't it? Change happens. And we can either try to control it, or we can recognize it, drop from our heads to our hearts, and live in faith. Because we believe. We believe that God's got us no matter what. Okay, so try this with me. Take a long, deep breath in and out. Again, long, deep breath in, then out. One more time. Long, deep breath in, then out. This allows our heart rates to settle. It allows us to give us time to embrace the presence of God. That Christ presence within us, it allows that to come out. So we release, right? We forgive. We let go. We have faith. Let go. Don't be so controlling. And now we move into the most powerful step, I believe, or way I believe, that we can embrace the whole package. So if you're worried or stressed about something, I want you to remember what Jesus said. He asked his disciples in Mark 4:40, why are you afraid? Have you still no faith? This is a great reminder that to believe in the wonderfully unknown, we must come from a place of faith. I don't like to say have to, because we don't have to do anything we don't want to. But to come from this place, we experience that so many things that are much greater than us. And the final way is to let God. So how do we let God? What does that mean to you? Anything? Anyone? Okay, I'll tell you. It's your prayer and meditation. We let God. We released, we forgave, we let go, we have faith, and we release and have faith, and we go through prayer and meditation to truly, truly set in it and connect with that truth. So if we're thinking too much and not forgiving or having little faith, or we don't believe that we can do something, then we go and we start at little steps, prayer and meditation. It doesn't matter how it looks. It doesn't matter to me. It only matters to you. Prayer and meditation is different for all of us. Take baby steps. If you're new at this, take a baby step. You can just drop from your head to your heart. It's getting out of your mind, your thinking, and going to your heart, where love is, God's love is. I believe. So sometimes we don't feel like we know how to do it and we want some help, so we reach out. Prayer chaplains, your minister, support group, whatever that looks like for you. But reach out, don't be afraid. It's okay. Get a prayer partner. Somebody that maybe you don't even know that well, but you would like to get to know them. What better way to do that through prayer? I have a prayer partner and we pray every morning. Well, sometimes I'll get so busy and stuck up here that I forget to call and make that prayer happen, but I'm human, right? So I forgive myself and I get on the phone later on and we pray. Prayer doesn't have to be at a certain time of day. It could be right in this very moment. In Psalms, the book, Hebrew scriptures, it says, be still and know that I am God. That's the time to be still. It didn't say, let's be active. No, no, no. And know that I am God. It did not say that. It said, be still and know and trust that I am God. Being still is the place where miracles happen. Miracles of releasing and letting go and trusting that Spirit has us. You know, and the world becomes a better place, doesn't it? Because the way we see it becomes a better place. Our Unity's fourth principle, it reads, through prayer and meditation, we align our heart mind with God. This is where we get to create our consciousness and our oneness with God. And it's by coming from a heart-centered space and opening ourselves up to receive. Let's say prayer is about talking to God and meditation is about listening. What's my next step? We get to release the ego, right? All that controlling stuff. We get to release all the hatred and anger and resentment that we might think is around us and surrounding us. And we say, oh, here I am. What's mine to do? Psalms 32:6, it says, therefore, let all who are faithful offer prayer to you. At the time of distress, the rush of mighty waters shall not reach them. It's wonderful to have people to pray with. And it's wonderful to have your one-on-one time with God. So when we come from this place, we experience freedom. So let's go into that space, shall we? All right. I invite all of you to just relax in your chairs. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and slowly take in 3 deep breaths. Breathing in life. Exhaling love. Breathing in God. Exhaling peace. Breathing in truth. And exhaling freedom. It is through our breath that we get to live our lives comfortably, quietly, not quietly outward, but quietly inward. So we just breathe in, knowing that God's love is in each one of us, expressing through the Christ nature of who we are, that Christ's presence in us. When we just release and let God, let forgiveness liberate us. Letting go. Having faith that God is in and through every inch of our being, and then of this planet, of the world, of every individual. And we just know that through faith, all things are possible. These are ways for us to continue to experience the life we want to live, the life that is intended for us to live. And that life is of love and happiness and joy and prosperous and abundantly blessed. All that we need, all that we want, all that we desire is already ours. And through prayer and meditation, it is revealed on how this is going to come about. We know and see and believe that the Christ presence in us shines brightly. That we are beacons. We are beacons of light. We are living, loving children of God. There's nothing wrong with us. We are perfectly, divinely inspired to be who we are. We release any error thinking and know that it is gone. And when it comes back up, we say, I see you, I bless you, and I release. We're going to move into a time of silence. Where we experience that stillness. Where we get to hear that still small voice that is larger than life. We rest in the silence. as we gently bring our thoughts and our beings back into this room, we are reminded, through God's love, we are free. And so it is. Amen. Remember, we are free and we have freedom as we center ourselves in the love that God is, the love that we are. We are free.